It's the Daylight Midnight Show.
Hello and welcome. I'm going to be honest from the start, I've spent about 2 hours messing around with the camera position, which I don't normally do. I normally set it up and I'm happy with it. But I got a bit obsessed with this. I wanted to get everything on the Door of Delights in frame. I wanted to get everything on the white wall of wonders. I wanted you to be able to see the desk when I do the taste test a bit later on. I wanted you to be able to see the guitar that I'm going to pick up very, very shortly. And in the end I just went, that will do. So I hope it's okay, but I've been a bit discombobulated and probably not prepped for the show as much as I should have done. Hence, I'm going to leave this on fragile, our little fragile or agile setting. I'm going to leave that on fragile. It's been one of those weeks for me, and I'm always going to be honest about that, so I am feeling a little bit out of kilter, and then messing around with the camera this morning, trying to be a perfectionist, has put me in the wrong frame of mind. But we'll do our best. So let's crack on with the show by revealing our snake of the week, which, again, being honest, I'm not very happy with. So this is where we were last week. I'd added a bit of colour, which I didn't think worked, so I wanted to go back to the simple design, keeping it plain, but I just don't know. I'm just not happy with what I've done here. I still can't get these bits right here. It looks like a boulder in the background. I don't think the face is as expressive as previous weeks, and the annoying thing is, I actually spent a lot more time on this one. What's normally happened is I get to like the Thursday night and go, oh, I haven't done a snake, or even the day of the show. I actually sat down and gave myself some time with this one, and I'm really not happy with how it's worked out. I think what I'm going to have to do, so if you can see this is my original cartoony one that I was really happy with. I still think this is the best drawing I've done, and I wanted to base it on that, and I thought if I could scale it up and do it sort of poster size, it would get better. But I can't get the dimensions right, so I think next week I might go back to this size, concentrate on getting it right, add some colour, and maybe do like a cartoon. You maybe have a family of them, so there'll be 3 or 4 of them on the same piece of paper, rather than trying to scale it up and keep getting it wrong. Yeah, because it's bothering me a bit at the moment. So we're also running out of space. So let's move last week's snake down there, and then this week's current incumbent, if we can call him that, can be positioned right there between our designated fruit of the Daylight Midnight Show and our Daylight Midnight Show logo. So I don't like that, but I'm going to try and do better for next week. Now, last week I talked a lot about, I wanted to write a blues song that is about hating the blues, where a guy's been asked to write a blues song, and the only thing he's got to write the blues about is the fact that he doesn't like the blues, and he's got to write a blues song. And I said I might debut it on this week's show. Now, I haven't had time to get it done. I haven't really had any inspiration for that, but I thought, why not try and do it during the course of the show? This is a chance for me to do some cross-promotion for something else that I do. I believe in stealing from yourself. So if I've had an idea in the past that I can use again, I will use it again. And throughout this year, I've been doing a music podcast with a guy called Paul Amer, who's a really good musician. And that podcast is called We Will Write Your Favourite Song. And the idea was 2 people who had never written together before would come together to try and write a really good song. And everything would happen in the studio. So we don't go off and work on the song. We only do any work on it when we're sitting in the podcast studio and it's being filmed. And if you'd like to look that up on podcast, we're currently up to episode 7, I think. Just go for We Will Write Your Favourite Song and you'll find it. So I thought, why not borrow, aka steal from that idea, and write a blues song, but we'll do it during the course of the show. And you can kind of see my mind working as I try and put this thing together. So, we're going to make a start today. Now, I've never been a big fan of the blues, I've never learnt it, but I did learn what I believe is just like a bass, not bass as in bass guitar, but bass line blues, which someone taught me ages ago, and I used to play this and then they would riff over the top of it, if I can remember it. Oh, hang on. And then you just go round that again. I don't know if that counts as 12-bar blues or whether it's just the blues thing that I learned. It's also very hard to play it like that, so I'm going to have to put the guitar down where you can't see it for this magic to take place. So what I thought is I'll just play that, and I think you just keep going round it and other people play over the top of it. But I thought that could be the basis for our blues song. Whether I can play it and come up with a tune at the same time, but you know, it's the blues, so it just needs to be about being depressed and doesn't need too many words and doesn't need a really interesting melody. So I just thought we'd have a go, and if I can play it and sing it at the same time, maybe we'll come up with something today. So You asked me to write you a song. The genre that you've picked is wrong. I've never been a big fan of the blues. I've got those trying to write a blues song, blues. Okay, that's kind of a starting point. Yeah, okay, that's kind of setting up that the guy doesn't want to write a blues song in the first place. So I'm going to quickly go through that again to see if I can actually remember it. And then I might try and do a bit more. I'm probably playing it really badly, but I haven't even tried doing this for a long time. I normally just hit chords, so... I feel like we should be in a really sort of dark club. I'm probably playing it too fast as well, but it helps with me creating it. Now I can't remember the words I did. You asked me to write you a song, but the genre that you've picked, it makes me feel wrong. I've never been a big fan of the blues. I've got those, I'm trying to write a blues song, blues. I think that's alright for a first verse, don't you? Now I like reggae, I like rap, but I think the blues is crap. But I'm doing it 'cause I need the cash. But writing this blues song is bringing me out in a rash. Okay, I think that's alright. It's kind of going in the same row. Normally I would write that down. Obviously I'm filming it so I can just look back over it. But if you don't mind, I'm just going to go through that again to try and cement it in my head. And then we'll decide, you know, maybe we'll carry on next week. But if you don't mind, please indulge me. You called me up and asked me to write a song, but the genre that you've picked makes me feel so wrong. I've never been a big fan of the blues. I've got those, I'm trying to write a blues song, blues. I like reggae and I like rap, but the blues just strikes me as crap. But I'm doing it 'cause I need the cash. But writing this blues song is bringing me out in a rash. Now I like that. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite pleased with that as a starting point. So I'll keep practicing that bit. I'll probably try and set the room up better so you can see the camera. But I think that's far enough for now. So that's a good start that we've made. And look, if you've got any ideas about words or verses that will suit that, or ideas or themes, please do get in contact with me, because don't forget in series 4 we did write a children's story together, so why shouldn't we write a blues song together? So I'll try a bit more of that next week. I might practice it and work on it, because this isn't like the other podcast. I don't feel like the rules should be that everything has to be done in here. But I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. I hope you liked it as well. Please send me your comments or your emails. Now it's time to move on to our taste test of the week, and I am not looking forward to this. I know I say it very often, but more than any other week, I'm not looking forward to this, because the calendar of Culinary Chance last week dictated that I have to eat cold rice, frozen peas, and banana. And banana is the one that gets me. Now, the peas have to be frozen, so I'm just going to nip round the corner here and get the peas that I've already decanted into a little holder ready for this. So I'm going to move this down now so you can see exactly what I'm doing on the desk. So we have in here our frozen peas, which I removed from a pack earlier just to save a bit of time. We have our banana, and in here we have some cold rice. It was microwavable egg fried rice that I cooked yesterday. And I'm using this kind of medicine specimen because it measurer, because it just seemed like the appropriate thing to do. And also it means you can see through the side what the ingredients are, whereas if I do it from my hand, oh, there's a couple of peas hiding in the tin foil. If I do it from my hand or on a spoon, you can't see. So I hope you can see in there. This is the bit I hate, because to clear things up, I absolutely loved the taste of bananas and I loved eating them, and I know they're really good for you, but I have an issue with my stomach that this really, really irritates. So I can't eat bananas regularly, but little bits like this don't hurt. But it's got so that the smell of it, the feel of it, and the taste of it, I find quite repulsive. But for the purposes of this, why didn't I use a knife? So even licking my fingers after touching it I don't enjoy. So here we go then, let me try and bring this back up roughly where it was. So you've seen what I'm about to eat and now you're going to see me eat it. I hadn't realised quite how big this spoon is, so okay, I'm just going to try this. Frozen peas, cold rice and banana, this week's taste test. See, I don't mind cold rice the day after a takeaway, but it needs a sauce or something on it. It's gone really hard in the fridge. The frozen peas are so hard, and all they're giving me is a cold sensation. And the banana, because I'm not used to them, the banana is so overpowering. It's a weird combination of textures. Frozen peas shouldn't be eaten frozen. Rice shouldn't really be eaten cold. And for me, bananas shouldn't be eaten at all. So I've really hit the trifecta there. So I'm sorry, if we had our column of yes and no delights, this one is a definite no. But I do have to finish it because that's what I decided the rules would be. It might take me a few seconds, but maybe I should write a blues song about eating bananas. I've got those, you're making me eat bananas blues. That might work as well. Got a problem with my stomach, it gets upset. No, don't go down that road now, we'll be here another 25 minutes. I'll end up, having said I've never written a blues song before, and I'll end up writing a blues album, and one of them will be about this taste test. Okay, let me just get rid of this. And all we have to do now is bring in the colander of culinary charms and decide what monstrosity I will be eating next week. I've really come to dread this. I thought if I put a few in there that I didn't like, it would make it more interesting, but it's made it more repulsive for me. Hopefully you enjoy it though. So there are 32 separate food ingredients written down on here, all different textures, all different styles. We pull out 3 every week and I have to eat them, and then they go back in. So each week the 3 go back in, so there's always a chance that you'll get it. And I think there's something like 26,000 possible different combinations. So far we haven't had a complete repeat. Let us find out what I will be eating live on the show next week then. Is that just one? That's just one, isn't it? So next week I will be eating fish paste. No, 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 no. Oh, ye gods, what have I done to upset you? Part 2, ingredient 2 will be bread, which seems to come out quite often. So it's going to be effectively a fish paste sandwich adorned with our final ingredient, which will be, if I can undo it, salted peanuts. Wow, that is going to be a very weird combination. So bread, salted peanuts and fish paste, that is what I will be eating next week. I have to name each meal though. That's how I've decided to end the show, by naming the meals. So banana, cold rice and frozen peas. I'm going to say ice and rice, not nice. That's my name for this week's treat. I will see you next week. Have a great 7 days.